Welcome back, each and everyone watching Mama Rwagasabo Television. Thank you for being with us. You're going to be with me, Kamikaze Jeslen. Now let's kick off with the news headlines. Rwanda to introduce mental health measures in justice system reforms. Rwanda Parliament calls for safeguards as electronic traffic point system roams. On the international news, Uganda denies plans for election internet shutdown. Now let's take a short break to be back on the news details. Welcome back. Let's start our news in Rwanda. Rwanda is set to introduce new mental health measures within the justice system, aiming to better protect and support individuals with mental health conditions involved in legal processes. Under the proposed reforms, judges and legal officials will be empowered to consider the mental health status of defendants, including directing them to appropriate treatment rather than traditional detention where appropriate. Justice sector leaders say the changes will help ensure the vulnerable individuals receive fair treatment and access to care while balancing public safety. Stakeholders, including legal experts and health professionals, have welcomed the initiative, noting it could reduce legislative and ease pressure on correctional facilities by diverting individuals with severe mental health disorders towards therapeutic services. Moving ahead, members of the Rwanda Parliament have called for the planned electronic traffic point detection system to be introduced cautiously, saying clear safeguards are needed to protect drivers and ensure fairness. The system, part of wider road safety reforms under new traffic bill recently passed by the Chamber of Deputies, would assign merit and demerit points to drivers based on their behavior, with penalties for violation and potential license suspension if too many points are lost. While authorities argue the point system will curb reckless driving and improve compliance with traffic laws, some registrars express concern that without adequate public education, transparency, and legal protection, drivers could be unfairly penalized or confused by the new measures. They urge authorities to communicate effectively with road users and phase implementation to avoid unintended consequences. The debate follows approval of the broader road traffic bill, which aims to modernize enforcement through technology and strengthen road safety standards nationwide. Turning to the next story, Kalonji District Administration has banned the sale of raw maize intended for roasting or cooking without sharing, citing concerns over farmer losses, environmental pollution, and theft. The decision was announced by the district deputy mayor in charge of economic development, Julian Hachirutimana, who said selling maize before maturity significantly reduces farmers' earnings and contributes to roadside waste from roasting activities. She explained that farmers who sell maize while still green earn far less than they would from fully dried harvests, leading to major financial losses. District authorities have issued notices, particularly in Rwanda sector, a major maize producing area, urging farmers to stop harvesting immature crops. Local farmers have welcomed the move, saying it will discourage theft from fields and help increase production. They noted that roadside roasting previously encouraged illegal harvesting. Karongi district has planted maize on 3,282 hectares and expects yields of 2 to 3 tons per hectare, lower than anticipated due to insufficient rainfall at the start of the season. Now let's take a short break to be back on the international news.
Abakiruza babonera mu byo barya. Ku ifunguro rya mu gitondo uzasangamo ibiribwa nk'amagi, kurya saa sita na nijoro usangamo ibirimo inkoko, ariko cyane cyane kuri konte ye uzasangaho amafaranga menshi. Ibi bintu byahoze bigoye kubigeraho kandi bigenewe bake cyane. Hari kera tutaramenya NCGR Limited, sosiyete nyarwanda ifite ituragiro ry'inkoko za Tetra Super Harco, ubwoko bw'inkoko zitanga amagi n'inyama byinshi mu gihe gito cyane. Isaki igira ibiro biri hejuru ya 2.5 mu byumweru 12. Buri imwe itera amagi arenze 230 ku mwaka. Ni inkoko zidapfa cyane kandi ziba ahantu hose. Iyi tera irya garama zitarenze 145 z'ibiryo, ibituma idahenda mu kuyorora. ukeneye gushora imari mu bworozi bwa Tetra Super Harco, hamagara cyangwa wandikire NCGR Limited kuri 0796 09 66 cyangwa ubandikire email kuri info@ncgrlimited.com.
Welcome back. On the international news, Uganda has denied plans to shut down internet access during next week's election, dismissing reports of a possible blackout as unfounded. Tumukonde Sandra has more to the story.
Let's do international news in Africa. Uganda has denied plans to shut down internet access during next week's election, dismissing the report of possible blackout as unfounded. Concerns were raised by the main opposition candidate Robert Kyagulanyi, widely known as Bobi Wine, who last week repeated claims that the government didn't block the internet to disrupt mobilization and sharing the election result. Uganda was to the polls 15th January with President Yoweri Museveni seeking to extend his rule, now approaching 4 decades. His main challenger is Bobi Wine, a former pop star turned politician. The election follows the 2021 vote, which was marred by protests, dozens of deaths, and 4-day nationwide internet shutdown. The Uganda Communication Commission said there was no plan to cut internet access. Its executive director, Nyumbi Tembo, told Capital FM that reports of an impending blackout were mere rumors and said the commission's aim that was to ensure uninterrupted connectivity. Similar assurances were given by the Amina Zweden, the most senior official at the Ministry of Communication and National Guidance. She said the government had not announced or implemented any decision to shut down the internet during the election period, describing the report as false and misleading. Despite these assurances, Bobi Wine's National Unity Platform says it is preparing for a possible shutdown. In the near addresses, Bobi Wine said the past election showed the risk of an internet blackout aimed at preventing citizens from communicating, verifying results, and holding authorities to account. President Museveni first came to the power in 1986 after his labor forces captured the capital, Kampala. He has since won 6 elections amid repeated opposition allegations of fraud and intimidation claims the government has consistently denied. Turning to our next story, the leaders of around 35 countries are meeting in Paris on Tuesday to discuss security guarantees for Ukraine, with Kiev eager to secure concrete commitment if Russia attacks again. French President Emmanuel Macron said in his New Year's speech that France's commitments are expected to be made toward protecting Ukraine against any further Russian aggression after any deal is brokered. On 6th January in Paris, many European states and allies will make concrete commitment to protect Ukraine and ensure a just and lasting peace on the European continent. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Donald Trump's advisor Jared Kushner are expected to take part in the Leaders Summit in Paris. Now, concluding our international news, Venezuela's main opposition leader Maria Corina Machado has vowed to return home quickly, praising U.S. President Donald Trump for toppling her enemy Nicolas Maduro and declaring her movement ready to win a free election. Trump appears, however, to hope for now to work with interim President Delcy Rodriguez and other senior officials for Maduro's government, disappointing the opposition and contributing to the nervousness gripping Venezuela. Machado said she had not spoken to Trump since October 10th when the Nobel Award was announced. He has said the United States needs to help address Venezuela's problem before any new election, calling Saturday timeline for vote unrealistic. In the interview late on Monday, since Maduro was captured by the U.S. at the weekend, Machado did not give her location or any more details on plans to repatriate to Venezuela, though she is wanted for less and Socialist Party loyalists remain in power. And this is the end of our international news. My name is Alessandra Tumukund, and this is Memorial World TV.
As we come to the end of today's news edition, let's remind you of the top stories that we talked about. Rwanda to introduce mental health measures in justice system reforms. Rwanda Parliament called for safeguards as electronic traffic point systems, ROMs. On the international news, Uganda denies plan for
News in
election
Africa.
internet shutdown. And this marks the end. Stay tuned.